Hello, 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 my people. This is Louise Uachu, and we are Tuesday, October 11th, 2011. On the Gregorian calendar, and so much is happening on in the world. Oh my God, am I the only person? So we had a lot of messages and comments. Thank you for listening. Today's show is about occupation on Wall Street. And so we're asking you to occupy the airwaves. We're going to have a guest who is going to tell us their own experience about occupation Wall Street. And so we are wondering if the American people want NATO to intervene and save them from Wall Street. And I don't need to disappoint some of the protesters out there, but I've heard stories that the millionaires may fly out of planet Earth on their private spaceships. So Wall Street, you may not find anybody in Wall Street except the broke people that are protesting. Don't even know where the spaceship is flying from, but you never know. Revolution. We are questioning the American Revolution. Is it a revolution? Do you believe in the Egyptian Revolution? Was there a revolution? Aha. So is there a revolution going on in New York and we don't even know about it? We're finding out. And we also found out that the bailout to Greece, the money that they were supposed to help their people with, guess what they're doing with it? Buying military stuff. Yeah, I'm not an expert in military stuff, so I'm calling it military stuff. They're buying it in military stuff. They're broke, and instead of spending that on the people or whatever it is that they're supposed to spend it on, that translates into peace, which is how you behave when you've misbehaved so much so that you would become broke. No, they're buying weapons. So let's sit back and see who the Greeks are going to be going to war with. You know, they're mad. So I don't know who they're going to war with. They better not be joining NATO in Libya. Ooh, we're watching you. Haha. And then we heard on some other news channel that there was a terror plot by Iran that was discovered by America. And right there, you know where the next terrorism theater is going to be played at, and you know who is going to be featured in your next terrorism attack. Oh my God. Okay, so at first they were featuring Saddam, and then they featured a couple of other terrorists, and then they featured Gaddafi, and now Iran. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Oh man. What can I tell my Iranian people? Yeah, they're coming for you too. So you better have a Wall Street that you can occupy. And so people may ask, with all this good news happening in our world, how does the future look like? I mean, with all these beautiful things happening in our world, what does the future look like? And to me, the future looks like people are just going to have to accept or recognize or find their original divinity and go back to it, or else there will be the homeless people in the street protesting a government that will not be listening. But you never know, so we're going to ask someone who has been there. I am in Vancouver, and so we're going to bring on a brother that has been there, and we're going to call him live on air. So yeah, let's try this because I wanted you guys to experience the same thing. Okay, I'm not gonna give out his number on air, but I am definitely having it called out because he's actually a very good-looking guy. I saw his pictures on Facebook, and if I gave out his number, I think a lot of ladies would be bugging me, asking me, who's that guy? Blah blah blah. You know, so that's why. But we're calling him. Uh, is it ringing? Okay, it's calling, but I don't know what's going on. Oops. Okay, so we are like haha. Someone is gonna have to edit that out. That's what happens when you experiment things.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hi, is this Vikins Moskova?
Oh, definitely speaking. How's it going?
It's going great, and you are live on air. And I want to thank you for being on the show. And I want you to introduce yourself to the listeners and tell them who you are and how you are involved with Wall Street. And I already told the ladies that you look like a very handsome guy, so you better tell them where to reach you.
Definitely. People would definitely reach me on my Twitter at VICKENSMOSCOVA. And I actually model as well. I was at New Jersey Fashion Week on Sunday over here in Hoboken. But my daytime job is to be a social media consultant and analyst for different people looking to grow their presence online and utilize these different social media tools to, cast out what they're doing and share it with more people. So it's been a great ride, and I'm just thankful I made the choice to be doing what I'm doing because I went against the grain, and that's like what the people at Occupy Wall Street are doing right now, and finally waking up, and I'm just happy and excited to have a hand in it, and I can't wait to go back out there.
Yeah, that's really great. Social media is doing a really great thing about it because it's not like we're getting any real information from the big media, the usual big media, right?
Yeah, you're right. Because I remember when I was telling some friends about it in different parts of the U.S., and like they just like everything I was saying was new information to them because they were watching CNN, MSNBC, all the major news networks, and even going online, but they weren't really finding it on the news sites or anything. But as soon as you go to maybe a Facebook or Twitter, and you put the right stuff in, it's like you can see the real pictures and what's really going on. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. So where are you exactly?
Well, I'm in the New York City metro area, Elizabeth, New Jersey.
And have you been to Wall Street lately?
Yeah, definitely. I was there the other day. I got some pictures on my Facebook. If people want to check out me and some really great photos, it's facebook.com/Vikins.Moskova. Vikins is spelled VICKENS.MOSCOVA. And you can check out some photos. It's pretty amazing, like just all the types of people that are out there and just the mass amounts and how is that, like they're going against what the cops and the government wants, like right in front of our eyes. It's like a revolution.
Wow. And so how do you feel? Like, do you believe there's actually a revolution going on?
I think it's definitely part of a big new paradigm shift in the world, not only in America. I don't think it's like a revolution like we've seen. You know, even in the '60s, when black people were marching for their civil rights. People aren't fighting for the civil rights, but they're fighting for, you know, other everyday birthrights. And I'm very excited because my one friend told me how she saw some people meditating at the park that I was at, and like later, and I was like, you know, this is what we need, because if these people think they're gonna go against the cops without guns and stuff, like, it's already lost.
Exactly. I was thinking that the police brutality that's going to be used against the people is just going to be so brutal, because if America goes out there and bombs other nations, you better believe that they're going to use that kind of same mentality against whoever goes against them, right?
True that. Even in-house, and recently they've killed a American overseas, so it's not like they won't do it here. They've done it before.
Wow. So are you scared when you go out?
I wouldn't say I'm scared, but I'm definitely like realizing, like, I'm very highly aware, and, you know, realizing who I am, what I look like, and what they've done to people like me easily and effortlessly that have gone against the system. So, you know, being like African American, Haitian American, and going out there, I'm not necessarily looking to start any trouble whatsoever, like, because for some reason, in a way, I feel like I would be one of the first ones targeted. So, like, therefore, you know, I have to be extra careful.
You definitely would be, because they presume black men to be trouble before they are trouble. So, you know, and the prison system is full of brothers.
About 2 or 3 million, a whole army of people in there for no reason. They took all our soldiers, the strongest ones out, and, you know, they're in there, and that's an epidemic and a shame within itself that needs to change, and it's going to.
So how long do you think it's going to take? I mean, how long are the people on Wall Street, how long are they going to be there? What do you think is going to happen? The politicians are getting involved. Do you like this attention from the politicians? Why do you even like them endorsing you?
The politicians are kind of just coming out and doing what they can for whoever's controlling them, because the people definitely haven't been controlling our politicians, even though they're supposed to be serving us.
Mm-hmm.
And the people, like, that are there, the 99%, like, they have to realize that if they're going to create this change, you know, like they're putting the demands out and stuff, it definitely has to go that way, and they have to keep meeting and coming up with solutions, and realizing that, you know, some spies and infiltrator troublemakers might actually be in a group, so they have to definitely be careful, because if they would do that as far back as Marcus Garvey, when he was getting 1 million black people together to go back to Africa and turn that upside down, then there's no reason that these people in control or power, quote unquote, wouldn't do that today. So everyone just has to really come together and realize that this is a great chance to really change the world, and it's going to happen. Like, all the truth is coming out.
It's definitely coming out. So how do you feel about brother wannabe Obama becoming president and all this mess happening under him?
Yeah, right. That's an interesting point and observation. Like, you know, he's quote unquote trying to fix everything and has been working towards that in a way. Yet now is the time when people are fed up and mad, like, and when there's a black man in office, like, it's crazy, and I just know that, you know, it's definitely created that, like, the people that pick the presidents and stuff to be, since they're like young or whatever, you know, they definitely also look to you know, allow things to happen like this, because, you know, when Bush was president, it's like he could do whatever he wanted. No one was really saying anything. There was minor threats of impeaching him. And, he started multiple, he put, like, before he was president, we had this amount of money. And then after, we don't have this amount, and we're in the negative all crazy. And, no one really took him, like really said that he was at fault for it or anything. Yet when Obama's coming in, that seems like when everybody wants to, like, finally be like, now things have to change.
Yeah,
In a
now
way,
people realize that the White House, whoever is serving in the White House, doesn't actually really matter. Did it take like a black person? Do you think people had hope that maybe since he's a black person, he may be able to do something, and now they realize that no? So then they realize the reality of the system, that the president is just a puppet.
Oh yeah, people are definitely realizing that nowadays. Uh, because I'm pretty sure that, like, even the average black person in America didn't think that they were seriously about to get reparations when Obama was president. But we at least had hope that, like, we could severely stop this, like, things that police officers do to us and target us in ways, how hip hop is targeted, with people like T.I. and it's just like, this whole groups in the government out there to kind of attack and to put us in the place that they want us to be, where they feel it is okay for us. But now that we realize the puppet, this is in these positions of power, it's time for people to really just, control that puppet, see who's controlling that puppet and take power back, because with the main rules of how America was even started, we should have control over that puppet. Like, he should be a puppet.
He should be your puppet.
Yeah, exactly.
He
we
should be
be
the people's puppet. So maybe they should not allow corporations to finance any politicians, because it's all about who's financing, right? The person gets in office, no matter what he has been singing, he serves whoever gave him the most money. So if they make it illegal for non-humans to contribute to politicians, then maybe politicians will serve humans. How about that?
Exactly, and they'll know, there won't be any middlemen that they have to go through when they want to make change, or have to okay it with a certain company or however they do it. Because the people is not even like, when you compare it, when you say 99% to 1%, it's like, it's not even an exaggeration. Like, it's like almost a handful of people that have control over the majority of everything, and they only get richer. Yeah, the crazier the world gets, the more rich they get, and people have been accepting it for way too long.
It's like in their best interest for us to go to war and for us to hate each other, so we could be in chaos, and then because it's at chaos that they make money, right?
Exactly. All these companies like Pepsi, like all of the Fortune 500 companies, like, a lot of them have a major hand in every war, from computer system companies to the drinks to different plastic companies, and of course the gas companies, and the oil. And it seems like that's even why they go into different countries for resources. Like, I was looking at a chart today about the different resources in Afghanistan, and it's like, in just minerals, and it's like at a couple $1 trillion of the amount of minerals in Afghanistan, and it's sickening that they put people's lives at stake to make a couple trillion. Like any amount can cover the cost of a real life,
Yeah.
That's not true.
It's like they're not humans. We need to question their humanity. So how do you feel about Africa, being African American, Haitian? How do you feel about America and NATO bombing Libya? Did you know that Gaddafi had put aside more than 80 billions? I think it was Cynthia McKinney that went to Libya and did a report and talked about how he had put aside 90 billions for African Americans who would like to come back to Africa. And now that money has been hijacked by Obama and the rest of the NATO killers.
Wow.
And yeah, so I mean, do you see your fight as connected to the fight in Africa? Do you follow what's going on?
Definitely. I believe like in Morocco and Egypt, it's like all chess pieces. You know, they're taking the pawn out, then they take the uh you know, like a queen out or something like that. So, you know, it's a nice little chess game they're playing. They want Syria, Iran, you know, till they get to the king, till they feel like they get to the king. And then we're over here allowing them to make the moves, but not anymore. But it's just I've watched it closely. You know, I love political science and everything. I'm a history major, and it's kind of sickening in a way. Like I could totally understand, like if a man is literally killing his people and he has nothing good, but if he was that bad, like he would have been like the Haitian president Duvalier and took that 90 billion no one would have knew about. Like that would have been his 90 billion case. Like the golden parachute that all these American CEOs and stuff have or when they leave a job, like that 90 billion would have been his golden parachute, and he would have been gone, and he wouldn't have even felt like coming back. But because people in America and NATO and stuff, they see that, wow, like there's an actual person in Africa that's standing up to us. He has mad money. He has a lot of money, so he doesn't really need us like that. And he's trying to bring up the rest of his country and bring that pick up the continent. Really, he was leading a continent in a way. Yeah. And it's saddening because I don't know who's gonna do that now. There's a bunch of puppets over there now, and there's so much money in Africa that it's sickening, and they're gonna try to do the humanitarian thing, and people are gonna wake up to that too. So, you know, they don't have pieces like they think anymore, especially with social media and the internet. The thing about this Occupy Wall Street, which surprised me, is like before it was even happening, we was just sharing different videos, messages on like how to really go about this. Knowledge to be smart with the police, to know laws and everything like that. You know, so we're not causing trouble. So, you know, they know this. They know where everybody's smart now and up on game. So, like, they won't be able to do these big chess moves for long. Like, they only have small, short moves to make. And we as the people continue to wake up. And with social media, it's not like we're talking like on like a TV channel or something or the radio where people could listen and then turn off the commercial. It's like what people are interested in, their friends and stuff, is coming directly to them, and we're talking directly to people. So, like, a lot of people are knowing about this more and more every day. Like, it's not becoming like less people are knowing or it's dying down.
I think that's the advantage of the people, you know, because knowledge and education and information, the right information, will set you free. No one can oppress you when you have the right information. And this is exactly what we're trying to do, you know, for you to thank you for coming on the show and letting people what's going on and telling people out there, you know, what you think and what's really happening. So what does that mean? Like no more Tea Party?
Is it like Occupy Wall Street, like the Tea Party?
Yeah, like how does Occupy Wall Street meet the Tea Party? Is the Tea Party done? Has the party moved to Wall Street now?
Well, the Tea Party and Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, have a lot of similarities in wanting to take, you know, the power out of big government and bring it back to the people. So, you know, I used to think the Tea Party was some just huge thing of a bunch of like conservative, racist people that just wanted to like, you know, make people slaves again or whatever. But it's just like the Tea Party was the rich people's version of what Occupy Wall Street is, of the middleman or lower class.
Mhm.
Yet they can meet in the middle in some way to really get things done. Because like when Kanye West and Russell Simmons was coming out yesterday,
Mhm.
like it's like that's when these people can start to influence. Like they take their networks. Like when Kanye West goes out, all his fans know,
Mhm.
automatically that he was out there. So therefore, whoever wasn't informed of what was going down, and they just see his picture online now, and guess what? Like that's just more and more people that are about to change and wake up and start to look and question and be like, whoa, like all those people think stuff is messed up too, is messed up. Then maybe I'm not wrong for thinking stuff is a little bit like off,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Exactly. Like people realizing that it's about the issues, it's the people's real complaints. It has nothing to do with color. This is this like a class war? Would you call it a class war?
I would say that, but there's like almost no classes. It's like they took away even the middle class. It's like it's just the haves and have-nots, and I guess that could be a class war, but it's like it's getting too drastic where it's just like it's humans versus inhumans now, and I can't unclassify that.
It's exactly that. You're exactly right. There's no class. When you have 1% owning 99%, where's the class? There's zero class.
Yeah, it's just those with controlling, everything. It's just those that control everything, and then the ones being controlled not even knowing that they're a mouse in a little cage or whatnot. So it's
So,
crazy out there.
you have the elections coming on in 2012.
Mhm.
Why not just keep this going until the elections and boycott the elections? I mean, I don't see any candidates in America.
I know. There's just a bunch of people trying to just like. There's even this black dude that's just saying crazy ass things, like this dude Kane or something. It's like he was born and never knew he was black, and then like they just took him up, and he got all these great things, and like he doesn't know who he is, and now he's just saying all this stuff out like crazy, and it like makes no sense because it's like it's not even comparable to Obama, and
Do
there's
you
no
think
way
it's done on
anybody.
purpose?
Well,
It's done on purpose so he may win by default?
no, that's done on purpose, so like people definitely don't want to vote for another black man. Like, be like, wow, like. People be like, wow, one black man come in, now everybody think they could just be saying whatever they want. Like, nah, like they just don't want. One was enough for whoever's in control now, just so people could like think things changed. But it backfired on them, big time.
Big, big time, definitely big time. But do you think he's going to win a second term anyways because he's not gonna have any opponent?
Yeah, definitely. I actually do think he's gonna win again, and I would want that, and I hope this time that he comes in and with this everything that's going on, he could like maybe be like those in control of him could be like, yo, do something about this, like, and then he might have some control, and that would be a blessing because I think deep down inside this person named Obama or whatnot actually knows what's going down. Like behind that smile, like he definitely has to know that like yo, there's something going up. He does, he's not at where he is by not knowing. But I'm just hoping that as he stays in his second term, he can find ways to squeeze in real change. Because I don't know if you know, but Obama signed some crazy things into law. Like one thing was like Codex Alimentarius, which makes growing your own plants illegal. Like it's literally illegal for you and I to grow in our backyard. And if the federal government wants to come at us for that, they will, and they have the people already. And he signed that like maybe a year ago, and that's just the way for the big
Isn't that
pharma companies.
taking food from the people? I mean, the land belongs to the people, and whoever is occupying the land has the right to feed himself off that land. Who are they expecting to feed the people?
They expect the people to buy the food, but if they can't afford it, they'll die. So it's like a win-win for some people that put this into place. But like if there comes a point where there's like no way to like buy food or the dollar goes out and like nobody has a farm, it's like chaos. It's like taking the steps to create chaos in the future by doing this or doing that.
Exactly. I come from Rwanda, and I was there when we were having a war. And I always tell people that in America, the steps that you are taking, the steps that the country is taking, are the steps that a country takes when it's actually going to go into war. This police brutality, the animosity between the two groups, the extremism, those kind of laws, the media just broadcasting anything. It's like they're getting ready for major chaos in America.
Mm.
So I would suggest you guys, actually, get ready to provide for yourself and to protect yourself, because you're not going to call the cops. It's always the government killing the people, and who's going to protect you, and who's going to feed you, and take into consideration that you may not have all these gadgets. Eventually, they will have some laws to control the internet or to cut down communications. So you may not have all these gadgets that you communicate with. You also have to find a way to communicate with each other without using technology.
Yeah, definitely, you're right. And they actually started in America. They straight up shut down the internet in like UK and Egypt and other places like that. In America, they didn't. They have even though Obama signed a law that makes it legal for him to do that. What they did was every time on Twitter that it started trending, Occupy Wall Street, they just took it off after 5 minutes, and that's what my friend told me that she saw. And you're definitely right about that. People are gonna have to I don't know if they're gonna have to learn how to send smoke messages, but word of mouth is gonna have to become a norm. And social media taught us that in a way.
Exactly, and drums. Ancient Africa, we used to communicate with drums. Because, and this is also like the basic of music, the bass. The bass is the bass because it takes the voice so much further, and so they communicated with drums because a drum can be heard by so many people so far away, and depending on the kind of music that the drum is playing, the people know what the message means.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't know about applying that in New York, but, I'm just throwing things out there.
Something. It might not be able to be light-based, but it definitely might have to be sound-based. Or something. Might have to go, learn how to hack phone lines or something like that. People might have to do.
Yeah, because this social media is great. It's what's telling us what's going on when no one wants to tell us what's going on. But it can also be cut from you because you're not in control of it.
Definitely. If only people could go back to ancient Africa when we were just communicating by mind, that would be even better.
Yes.
But I don't think everybody's there yet. But we'll get back there. That'd be awesome.
We should. I mean, that's the journey, because all these things, anyways, are distraction to distract you from your true nature. Your true nature is a divine being, a solar man. So, and when your mind is preoccupied with all this other nonsense that's going on in the world, it means that it's taking away time for you to be you.
Exactly.
And they bring you down to their own world of fear and war. So I think I would also suggest people to ignore the news, ignore a lot of things that are happening because at the end of the day, it's just it's like a temporary shakeover, right? Time will confirm who was right.
Oh, definitely, definitely. If people don't understand now that the news is a huge propaganda tool used by like, the elite that own all of it, then they'll forever be sheeple. But the news is like it's the same thing. Like I travel in America sometimes, so then I don't watch the news, but the last time I did, when I went to St. Louis, I turned it on, and if someone like didn't know where that place was on the news, but just started listening to it, and then went to another place, like back home or something, and then just started listening to the news, like they might think it's in the same exact spot. Like it's the same stuff, and it's just used to, like you say, control us, to keep us in low frequencies and fear,
Yeah.
and to keep our mind off of like greater things. And that's the same thing with working like 80 hours a week, and having to pay all these bills. It's just to keep us from like the greater things in the universe and spirituality and everything.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The more we realize it, the more we win. And speaking of things that are not on the news, well, what's going on in Haiti? Do you have any news about Haiti? What has happened since the earthquake? Did Aristide go back peacefully? I mean, it's not like overnight. Overnight, Haiti was on the news, and then overnight, poof, it disappeared, right? But it's not. It has not been a long time.
Definitely, definitely, and I've been tracking Haiti a bit because I am Haitian and a different family that we talk about it sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right, and not even on the news, even on social media, like people forgot about it. It's like, how do we keep people caring about people if they don't care about people, if they don't even care about themselves? So it's like Haiti was has to continue to do what it had to do, and I remember one of the the past presidents came back, and right away they wanted to like arrest him and ask him where he took all the money from when he left. I think it
Mhm.
was Duvalier or
Mhm.
one of them, or Papa Doc and Little Doc, his son, and like nothing really came about that because like he had asylum. And so this new president that was actually an entertainer, like musician, Sweet Mickey, now he's this Michael Martelli.
Mhm.
He seems he's definitely I won't say puppet, but he's definitely like Haiti is in a huge like debt with France and the World Bank and all these other people that fake like they're doing humanitarian aid, but really they're putting Haiti in debt and in contracts for people. So like no matter how much surplus of Haiti ever has, it's automatically going to France. And any money that's going to France is actually for like because they actually are still taking money from Haiti, France.
Mhm.
It's for the war when Haiti destroyed France and Napoleon's army. And as one of the things, because like France kept threatening to like come back and continue the war, Haiti was like, fine, we'll pay you these billions and billions of dollars every year, so you could like get whatever you lost. Because in that war, France lost Louisiana territory and a whole bunch of stuff, and basically went into debt. So like places like Haiti are still trying to get out of those ancient kind of debts, and that's not even real. And if France nowadays wants to try like pretend like they're trying to do humanitarian aid or any country in the West, you know, it's just fake. And people gotta like just like when Japan, when the quake and the tsunami happened in Japan, they
Yeah.
were actually turning down hundreds and hundreds of like quote unquote overseas aid. Not
Mhm.
because like they're the cool guys or they have everything already, which they have a lot more than Haiti did, but still they knew that what NATO and the U.S. aid and the Bush Clinton administration, what they really do is they give you these debts so that they can own you at your lowest point. And they've been doing it in Africa for years, and people have been falling for it, but not my dude Gaddafi in Libya. That's why they had to take him out.
Yeah.
Or my dude in Iran, or it's just amazing how they try to
So you're
to
still
act.
paying France for them to be humans and not attack you.
Exactly. And
After them kidnapping you from us, and you're still paying them for them to let you be.
Yeah, it's an oxymoronic thing. It's like it makes no sense.
Man, oh my God! I mean, the world is definitely long overdue for a revolution. If there was ever to be a revolution, I mean, this is as a great time as any time, because let the French come and attack them.
Yeah, for real. Like if France really wanted to do that nowadays, like I would love to see that.
Yeah. At some point, people are just gonna be like, "Bring it on,"
For real, like what more do they have to lose?
Yeah.
But
And after you've killed all of us, then okay, fine. We'll be dead like the Indians. Then you can have a Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving, God gave us Haiti.
yeah. Oh my gosh, Columbus Day. I can't even people don't. If people just knew the one fact that when Columbus came back to his country, they arrested him and put him in jail for life. If they knew that, then they'd be like, why he go to jail? Like why they put him in jail? That's the next question after they know that fact. But do they teach us that in school? No, I've been in every grade in America. They do not teach you that little fact. Because when I learned that fact, and I asked and I looked into it, he was lying to two countries to get boats and monies. And when he came back, they were like, yo, how you going to do that? To a queen and a king, too. Like, he was mad bold. Like, I cannot, and we're celebrating this, this torture and racist supporter of all these Indians and people, and, like, people want to have Italian pride over that. Like, I know we have to forgive and forget, but if you want me to forgive and forget, don't make a Columbus Day. Like, make a Native American Day or something like that.
Yeah,
and
I'll
let
them determine which date.
What was that?
Let them determine also the which date.
Exactly, definitely, because we all know he didn't.
Yeah.
I said we all know that he didn't actually discover America, and the year he came on into America was the year that Granada fell and the Moorish dynasty in Spain fell, and that opened up the waters for all white and Caucasians and stuff to actually, they were now allowed to travel the world because they were considered babies before. So when that dropped, that's when he was actually allowed to start quote unquote exploring and finding new lands, which black people and Moors and ancient Africans have been actually going all around the world for years, and knew how to travel easily and effortlessly using the wind power. So he didn't discover America. Like, that's crazy to me too.
It's
there's even evidence. Just plenty of evidence.
You wonder what is the message that the people who choose this day and who choose to perpetrate it are trying to send out, because it's clear that they know these things, but they choose to send out that as a sign. What do you think that means? Is that like an insult to add to injury, that they would keep celebrating this thing every year, or is that like the way they celebrate Black History Month? It's right now. It's Black History Month in England. They
really?
have their
Wow.
month in I think October, and then And then in America, in Canada, we have the Black History Month in February. So, do you think it's one of those things? What's the message behind them really wanting to celebrate this for so long?
Yeah, it's definitely like I know like because of where these people learned from, like ancient Khmer, Africa, and like all those dynasties, and then those people learned from a greater people themselves. Like they don't do things by accident by far at all. Like it's always followed by like something greater than themselves, or like they plan it very well. Like they wouldn't make a holiday like this for a raper and killer, just because they thought he was like actually cool. Like I feel like it's more like a psychological thing, and to put pride back towards Italians, and subconsciously making them like greater than they even really should be considered. It's just a ploy within the psyche of like all other people to like not feel that they're as great, and to be told lies as much as possible. Like if you could make a whole parade about something, like there's a good chance you might believe like everything you're told about it. Like I did, like everyone did. I'm not the only one. Like they'll put a huge parade about this thing, and you gotta learn about it in books. They tell you about the Santa Maria, Pinta, and the other boat, and there were more boats that sank. But did they tell you that like it was a Moorish navigator that got him around and to find India? Like he knew he wasn't going to India. Like it's amazing the lies that they'll tell to like keep things in their quote unquote order, and people just go around believing them and never questioning them because. This like now I'm older. If I was in elementary school and middle school and I was asking some of these questions, I would love to see the look on my teachers' faces because like they probably didn't know themselves.
Yeah, they probably learned the same story and then they repeat it, which is the system is not really set up for you to question. It's meant for you to learn and memorize things that they choose for you to learn. I don't know. It's do you think that this is definitely bad for the future of white kids though, because ultimately the truth comes out. So what's going to happen to white kids who are supposed to have all these heroes, and then all these heroes turn out to be ugly monsters? But those are the heroes that have been established for them. And then they also have a history to celebrate, but the history turns out to be fake and actually full of blood and savagery. I mean, is that going to backfire on the future of white kids?
I never really thought about it that way, but that's really going to suck for them. And I don't feel sorry about it because at the same time, like a little example is like when Obama became president, how like all black people was like there was something inside of us that just felt better. Like we had not just hope but like a knowing, and the opposite of that is like to have a fake hope or fake knowing, and when that goes away, like I could just imagine feeling like for them like the floor just falling underneath because it's not even debatable. Like there's nothing like they won't be able to pull any history out to give them any like solidify anything that they've done. Like everything like if they want to go to Romans and Greeks, the Romans and Greeks got everything from ancient Africa. So therefore the Romans and Greeks were nothing, So like I don't feel bad. It's due time, but at the same time they're lucky that it's not like it's not them it's not another them going back into power or switching back to, because we're switching back to humanity again, not savagery. So they're lucky because just like when they came and we were teaching them, and then they stole and they burned down all these libraries and tried to destroy the history, break off the noses on all the structures they could find because they were
Yeah.
too black looking. Like, all that's going to be told, and, the truth is going to come out, and there's nothing they can do because all we got to do is keep on, pointing at this. Because our ancient ancestors, big ups to them, and I thank them, and I love them because they knew that we would need these pyramids, these huge things, and, they're still here. They buried them all over the world, and they knew this, and they did it for us, and they made it easy for us, and all we got to do is seek the answers, and they're there for us.
Yeah.
And the truth is there.
Isn't it funny? That's definitely true. I mean, I always say, really, thank you for leaving us the pyramids because indestructible up until now. But I saw in the movie, I think it was like the Transformers movie, and they were broadcasting some really disturbing images of them going with planes and machines in our ancient land and trying to destroy the pyramids or go under them or something like that. So when Hollywood starts to broadcast such nonsense, that that someone has such ideas somewhere. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's an excellent point because they definitely use movies and different vision type platforms to put things in our minds so that they can try to create, the life or what they want to see. And in Transformers, I definitely scoped that out. That was in one of the beginning scenes. They was in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
What were they even doing there? It's, and destroying it as well.
Destroying it.
Yeah. It's symbolic on what they really want to do and what they actually
really
are trying
symbolic.
to do.
It's really symbolic. And now this fake revolution in Egypt.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What's happening now in Egypt?
Yeah. You think that may be connected at all to that idea of, the ultimate prize is to go back to our ancient land, right? So what do you think is going to happen to all these fake revolutions across the world?
They definitely will not be able to stand, or because if they're fake and they don't have no real backing, that means nothing real could come out from them. So if whoever is starting these fake ones and trying to use them to try to rile people up, it's simply going to backfire in their face as well. And it's just amazing how in Egypt, is one of the first ones to kind of start it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's people kind of start to, and even in Libya, people got to start to think, if you have a revolution and you don't have no plan on what to do next, all right, cool, you got the puppet out of place, but now whoever had that puppet in place still has everything else in place. People didn't really change anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's same thing in America. As we watch Occupy Wall Street or whatnot, it's just like Immortal Technique was saying, it's a big chess game, and for every move they make against us or whatever overseas and or whatnot as well, we have to be ready and smart enough to make a move back and to know what's really going down, because we can't allow any fake things to happen and then real people get hurt or go to jail when we really need real change in the world, and now is the time to do it. We're moving into a new paradigm, and people are going to have no choice but to change, or they're just going to stay stuck and then wondering why.
Exactly. So, we just got to make sure that if this is a people's movement, it needs to stay a people's movement and not be taken over by any special interests out there that are going to end up working against the people anyways, as it has proven to be the case in so many other parts. These revolutions are manipulated and coordinated behind the scene. So you just have to make sure, and we have to make sure that the Wall Street movement is real.
Definitely, and people definitely have to come together in private, or not even out in the streets, and come up with real solutions and what they could do next on, positively affecting like the world and those around them. Because I know like we can't MLK it out, like just like let them keep slapping us, get on that fake Jesus stuff. Oh man, don't even let me get started on religion. I love Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but we definitely cannot be on that let them smack us type stuff. But at the same time, we gotta realize that they might even have like a weather controlling machine. Like the kind of technology that they got is nothing that we are prepared for. So therefore, the way we gotta play the game is to like we can't let them, because what they want us to do is to get mad and angry and foolish and ignorant so they can pull out the big guns and just start wiping people out, just straight up like they do in other countries with no regard for life.
Yeah.
And that they will do it here, and I don't doubt that they wouldn't. Just like they've done in the past on college campuses or whatnot to protesters.
Yeah. So we have 3 minutes left. I want to bring in a listener, a special listener to comment. 450 Montreal. You're about to be on air.
Hi, Louise. How are you?
Hello, Balkis Joseph. Meet Vikens Moskova. He's also from Haiti. Vikens, she's also from Haiti.
Very well.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I cannot complain. I'm very blessed. God is good. I'm glad to be speaking with you.
I'm glad to hear you both speak. It was very educational for me because I did not know that much about Wall Street and all that was going on, and I think that the way both of you spoke and exchanged was really good and very educational, so people should listen more to the both of you. If you can call back again, I think it would only, bless more people with all that knowledge.
Thank you. We need to get him on video. He's so good looking.
I know.
Definitely. I'm open to it.
So how is it in Montreal? Any occupation in Montreal?
There's not. Montrealers don't protest for anything. We let gas prices go up. Don't protest. We let the subject he said before, Haiti. I mean, when Duvalier came back, we heard about it on the news for 1 week, and then that was it. We don't protest. We don't know how to protest.
Because Montreal is a party city, and you guys just want to party, and that's it.
What do you want? Later on, they will start complaining. It will be too late.
Exactly. Unless, of course, it's the Quebecois declaring independence from Canada. For that, they're going to go out.
That they will. But you know what? Today there was a survey, and actually 44% of Quebecers think that immigration is not a good thing for the country. And I was thinking, well, that pretty much entails that there'll probably be a referendum anytime soon. So, yeah.
Immigration is not good for the country. Are they going to kick the French people back to France? No way.
No, of course not.
So what are they talking about? Immigration is not a what? They're all immigrants. Are they going back to France?
Right.
The Indians, the Indians that was complaining. You know that, huh? It was not the natives complaining.
Who's complaining? The French people that came and killed all the natives in order to occupy the land?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Well, tell them we think immigration is not a good thing.
Period.
We think colonization is not a great idea. We think enslavement is not a great idea. We think them still taking money so that they don't kill Haiti is not a great idea. Them attacking Ivory Coast is definitely a better idea. Them in Rwanda, don't even get me started. So if they think immigration is not a good idea, we agree. Where are they going back to Caucasia?
Well, when you build that country called Caucasia, you let them know, okay?
Right. I thank you so much, and I want to thank you, Vikens Moskova, for coming on the show. Thank you, Balkis. We are out of time, and occupy Wall Street. Most importantly, occupy your heart and your mind, and stay sane, stay spiritual, stay inspired, stay with the Son, the Almighty, Imana, and then we'll be fine.
God bless.
What do you guys say to that?
I say
for sure. let's continue to grow and expand our awareness. I definitely am for that, and I thank you for having me on the show as well.
Thank you so much. We'll definitely have you back and also on radio.
Thank you, Louise.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, and thank you for listening all. It's You and I Talk Wachu and International. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.